It's SickBoy from the Gaming Anarchist Collective, and welcome to the Anarchic Eye for November the 11th, 2013. First off, I want to do a bit of rumour control. Now, I've seen a few messages going around, people rightfully concerned that the current Sony Terms of Service state that you may not resell your games. Now, this is something that's been part of their Terms of Service for a while. I don't actually believe this is the first time this has appeared in there. Some people said it has. I think I've seen it before. And the reason I say that, here's an example. Okay, Demon's Souls. One of the early release titles on the PlayStation 3. Now, on the back of the case of Demon's Souls, right here, resale and rental are prohibited unless expressly authorised by Sony Entertainment Europe. If you can see that. Not sure whether you can or not, but there you go. Just for the sake of rumour control, it's a statement they have in their Terms of Service. They cannot enforce it unless they have DRM in order to do so. That is why you need to be very cautious about what DRM companies put in place. Because frankly, they might say something like that, but the right of first sale means I can resell this game. Them saying I can't unless they give me permission is bullshit, because I have de facto permission because I own it. That's how it works. Their software may be put in place in order to prevent that right of resale, but as things stand right now, a physical disc, they cannot restrict it unless they input DRM onto it. Well, one thing that isn't a bit of a false rumour is the fact that PlayStation has updated Terms of Service to say that they may, if they see fit, monitor your activity. They can record and monitor your activity. That includes messaging, that includes whatever you do on the PSN, talking, messaging, they have the right to record that. Exactly the same as Microsoft have said in the past they've done with their updates of Terms of Service. They've said that they will do in their FAQ. They will use the extent, they will record data to the extent of the law, and that's precisely what Sony's doing as well. Well, I'm not one to say I told you so, Microsoft, but I fucking told you so. The unswitch-outable 500 gig Xbox One hard drive, although there's a difference in the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, whereas the PlayStation 4 has a swap-outable hard drive. It doesn't allow for external hard drives. The Xbox One, you cannot swap it out, but you can have external hard drives. That said, the 500 gig hard drive, presumably you get somewhere in the region of about 490 gig available once the operating system or have you is installed on there. So, if you were to install every launch game, this has been confirmed by the size of installs based on some people who got the Xbox One early. If you were to put all of the games available just at launch, your hard drive space, it would be 341 gigabytes of hard drive space. Now that is a massive chunk. So, again, do you want people want to keep installing and uninstalling, rewriting over an HDD, which we know degrades over time? It's not an ideal system. Having to continuously install and uninstall on a system. That is worrying to me. Now, it's equally worrying if these sort of installation sizes are also on the PlayStation 4, because you can't add an external hard drive, but you can swap it out. But knowing Sony, they may well be using proprietary hard drives like they do with the Vita SD cards, which would be bullshit. But at this point, we're talking specifically about Microsoft, and the fact is, you want to be very cautious in that respect what you invest in. And this is just the mandatory installs. This is just the mandatory installs for the games available on day one. 341 fucking gig. Christ in a box. Well, in another bit of Xbox One news, the same user who got hold of the Xbox One early and Ghosts has confirmed that the DRM does seem to be in place and that the day one patch will be removing it. This somewhat contradicts Microsoft's statement that there was no the patch was not to remove DRM. He has stated that due to his ban on Call of Duty, they gave the console early to someone who's banned from their main launch game. Genius. Anyway, he's banned from online Call of Duty. He was not able to connect Ghosts to live because of his ban, and thereby couldn't play the offline portion of the game. So, Microsoft did go onto NeoGAF to try and defuse this. And they stated it's because he has an old build. It has nothing to do with the DRM. DRM was never on there. The patch does not remove the DRM. Excuse me while I just stroke my beard for a second. Bullshit! Yeah, thanks for that one, Microsoft. That's genius. That is some genius damage control. There was no DRM that stopped you playing a game offline. 24-hour check-in. Yeah, this story doesn't at all make sense. That in order to remove your DRM, you needed to patch the machine. You haven't patched the pre-release machines because you haven't rolled it out yet over live. Therefore, it is in the state it was back in E3 when everyone gave you shit. Don't fucking lie. Just come out and accept the fact you've been busted and you went back on it. Christ almighty, can you stop being such fucking liars for 1 minute and just admit, yeah, we were going to do that and we're going to go when we went back on it. Why are you lying? You know you went back on it. Like all of a sudden you built them without the problem. So what's the day one patch for? Lying pieces of shit. Well, it appears that the Minecraft edition on the PS3 is going to be prioritised before any next-gen release. Personally, I've never really been a big Minecraft fan. I can see the appeal, but personally it's not for me. I'm a little bit amazed that they're interested in developing for the PS3 right at the tail end of the generation. Given that it runs on your average potato, I'm not entirely sure why people would need it on the PS3, because it would run on practically anything. I'm surprised they haven't just done it playing off a browser. I'm surprised they haven't got some kind of browser game for it. Or if they have, let me know. But it's hardly the most powerful game in the world, so... But there you go. So those of you on the PS2 who are very keen to play Minecraft, have no idea what it's about, never actually played it, not got an Xbox, not got a PC, never been on YouTube, you can learn all about Minecraft. So that's good, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching. You've been looking through the 2020 vision of the Anarchic Eye. I'll catch you guys later.